So for three men who have never won an NBA title but are destined for the Hall of Fame, tonight takes on added significance. Houston trails 3-2. But Charles Barkley knows a Rockets victory keeps his hopes of a ring alive. While a Jazz win means John Stockton and Karl Malone head to their first NBA Finals ever.
The moment has come, the eyes of the world are waiting to see. This is your time to claim your place in history. Standing tall with your face to the wind, you've waited all of your life. Finding your strength from within, making your hopes come alive. Capture the dream, give it all for the team. The call of the glory, the thrill of the game. This is the moment the whole world can see. Go for the gold with total control. Feet in the fire, burning deep in your soul. One vision, one goal to capture the dream.
Two teams, one dream. Game 6 is next.
Capture the dream.
Numbers by now. First for the Utah Jazz. In the backcourt, Jeff Hornacek in his 11th season, John Stockton in his 13th. Up front, Greg Ostertag out of Kansas, Karl Malone, the league MVP, along with Brian Russell, and the head coach of the Utah Jazz, 9 years in Utah, 9 postseason appearances, Jerry Sloan. And now for the Houston Rockets. In the backcourt, the rookie from Penn, Matt Maloney, along with Clyde Drexler, who is averaging 17 points a game, 14 in this series. Up front, Hakeem Olajuwon, Charles Barkley, Mario Elie, the head coach, Rudy Tomjanovich. The Utah Jazz trying to win on the road, something they have rarely accomplished in the finals. Utah has come up with one road victory in the Western Conference Finals history. That coming in Game 5 last year at Seattle. They had to go to overtime to do it. We're underway in the opening tap to Utah.
The start is everything for the Utah Jazz tonight. They have got to be sharp and crisp because they are in hostile territory, and this crowd is going to be the extra pump that the Rockets need to get a victory.
Hornacek, the runner down the lane, in and out, tapped up by Ostertag.
When you attack Hakeem, he's going to come to every ball. That's going to leave offensive rebounding opportunities to Ostertag.
Down low to Olajuwon, and it's out of bounds to the Rockets. The officials for the game this evening, Dick Bavetta, Ed F. Rush, and Steve Jabbie. Back to Hakeem, across the lane. Back outside to no one, out of bounds to Utah.
Hakeem not reading the defense. Again, no motion around him. The Rockets have to anticipate and outthink the Jazz in their game plan. Another easy layup inside.
Ostertag from Stockton. Way to anticipate, Bill.
A little early.
4-0 Utah.
This is a play, pick and roll, that just Drexler into the middle.
We've talked about how Hakeem Olajuwon gets the ball in the middle, and the Rockets have been standing around. There's been some criticism. Rudy Tomjanovich doesn't seem terribly concerned about it.
He's proud of the way the team played. That's the way the Rockets won 2 championships. Those jumpers have absolutely got to fall, though, for this offensive scheme to work.
5 on the shot clock. Hornacek puts it up and in.
The whirly-bird working early for Hornacek.
The whirly-bird?
Oh, that's a move that you come out when all else fails.
Olajuwon with the jumper. Every point has come in the paint so far in this game. Utah by 2. Malone turnaround. Drexler back to Ellie in the middle. Recovered to Barkley and swatted away by Hornacek.
The Rockets need to get to the foul line.
Taking
it away by Olajuwon.
And here comes Akeem.
Ellie, and that's an offensive foul.
When the Rockets do well at home, it's because they get fast break opportunities. They've had 2 of them early, haven't been able to convert. Ellie a little bit out of control, and Russell doing a good job of drawing that foul.
Malone turnaround. That is the shot Charles Barkley says he will give Karl Malone.
There's nothing Charles can do about that shot. Even though the Jazz off to the fast start, I'd like to see Karl go to the basket and get to the foul line.
Olajuwon comes up short. Ostertag rebounds. Here comes Utah again with the ball in a 4-point lead. Batted away from Malone. Recovers, and the shot up, no good. Fall away.
Soft, careless passing by the Rockets.
Barkley, and Barkley draws the foul. That's number 1 on Malone.
That pass had a direction. It had a mission. It was supposed to get to Drexler. What the Rockets are trying to do a better job of rebounding the ball, push early, get a quick opportunity. That allows Barkley to get down deep. The defense isn't as set. First trip to the line.
Barkley in the 2 victories for Houston, 19.5 points a game in their 3 losses, under 13 a game.
In Game 5, particularly quiet performance. This is a night 20 and 20 for Charles Barkley, and a little less talk.
8-6 Utah, coming up on 8:20 to play first quarter.
Story for the Jazz has been they've been able to be the team that's out in front in all 5 games, first quarter and at the break.
Olajuwon got a piece of that layup try by Stockton, who comes along the baseline and lost it.
Akeem with his first block of the game. In Game 5, for all the great defensive work Akeem did, he only got 1 block shot. He'll need huge stops down the stretch here for Houston to extend this series.
There's a reach-in foul called on Brian Russell. If I recall, that block shot came in the first minute and a half of play, and he didn't get another one after that.
He was in the air a million times, but never touched one. The Jazz throwing him over the top and converting on offensive stickbacks.
The Rockets ran a pick and roll for Drexler early. You'd like to see them come back to that same play. You're going to get a foul against Matt Maloney trying to cut through the lane, doing his imitation of John Stockton, but he hasn't learned how to draw fouls yet.
I think it takes 13 years to get to that level.
Russell trying to post up Mario Ellie, and now Malone will come down low. Instead, outside to Russell. Brian Russell with his first basket of the night.
When Russell has that sort of bounce to his step and a quick shot attempt rather than thinking and waiting, much more effective.
Barkley, foul. Barkley back at Malone. Fakes once, outside. Akeem Olajuwon has 4, and the Jazz lead is 2. Malone.
Those are the kinds of shots he missed in Game 4, but he was at point-blank range.
Barkley backs his way in, spins, and got fouled by Ostertag. Barkley gets 1 of 2, and the Jazz lead it by 1.
The vast majority of the Jazz offensive success has been because of the Rockets' 3 turnovers already.
Malone outside Hornacek for 3. And Olajuwon has the loose ball.
He tells Malone, hey, I can throw an outlet pass. You can get moving here.
Barkley is dominating the basketball. They're trying to get Drexler and everybody else involved in the game, but Barkley wants to establish himself early.
Haley's three-pointer off the mark. Russell with the rebound. Utah made 3 of its first 4 shots from the floor. They've missed 6 of their last 8. Malone steps back and hits. Karl Malone with 4.
Karl sets all that up, but with his early threats of the passes to Stockton and Malone as they cut sharply off of the low post.
And remember the first play of the game they ran, and Drexler got a pick and roll. Got right to the heart of the basket. They come back with that for Clyde.
Clyde Drexler with the jumper.
Talking about anticipation.
That's called visionary.
Utah by 1. Stockton on the baseline. Missed the layup. Olajuwon has the rebound. Brian Russell went for the steal, and a traveling violation is called. 4th turnover by the Rockets.
The Rockets should look for Drexler. He's the one with the energy. He's exploding. He's dunking. Clyde doesn't do a lot of that anymore. The jumper is there. Barkley is forcing it. I'd give it up to Clyde right now.
Howard Isley off the bench now. John Stockton to the bench. Isley did a superb job Tuesday night in Salt Lake City, coming on in relief of a foul-troubled John Stockton in the 3rd quarter. Brian Russell, top of the key. 3-pointer is good. Brian Russell gives Utah a 15-11 lead.
We see a picture of Russell. You see there's no fear, no doubt in his eyes. The guys that they're going to have to get to are Howard Isley, Shannon Anderson, and Greg Foster coming off the bench.
Drexler again. The coach says, get the guy involved. The coach knows of what he speaks.
Well, Clyde's been shooting in the 30% range, but he's in the zone offensively tonight, right from the top.
Malone again. Karl Malone as Isley hits the deck. 17-13 Utah.
We talk so much about the great players. Great players come to play in big games. That's always been part of Drexler's history. The bigger the moment, the better he's going to play. He's ready tonight, so is Olajuwon and Barkley.
Drexler is 3 of 3 from the field so far. Goes right back at it again, and a jump ball is called. Drexler tied up in the lane on his way to the basket.
Clyde points up to the video monitor and said, hey, this is a foul, ref. Take a look at this. All ball by Isley.
What was that, arm? You didn't see that arm?
That's all ball.
And Steve Javy has just corrected the situation. It is Isley to be jumping against Drexler.
They're going to tap back.
Maloney finds himself alone. Missed the 3.
Ostertag finally gets a break.
Last 10 seconds of the quarter. Brian Russell for 3. And that'll do it for the quarter.
That time Hakeem didn't take his head off Stockton the whole way down. He read it and ripped the ball right through the little man.
61-58. Hornacek with the miss. Olajuwon looks for the long outlet and chooses Maloney instead. Houston basketball, last touch by the Jazz.
Drexler trying to pump Maloney up, who really appears out of this game.
Well, Maloney goes as his offensive production goes, and he's 0 from the field, trying to get something there, and Stockton steals it.
Barkley with the giveaway, and Stockton back in a hurry. Batted away by Drexler, and that belongs to the Jazz.
Maloney got that dazed look in his eyes, and Rudy Tomjanovich is going to take him out. So they'll feed in Howard Isley and Stockton down. Now, you always look for moments when you can get back in a game. When Stockton goes out of the game, that's when the defensive energy of the Rockets definitely has to be greater, and they've got to force Isley further out on the floor.
Isley hasn't hurt him a bit in this series, Greg. He's helped him.
Isley has batted away. It's off of Isley's knee, and it belongs to the Rockets. So Dale Treat back in a hurry. Treat on the floor now, replacing Maloney. So both starting point guards getting a breather on the bench. Olajuwon draws the whistle. That shot will not count. And the foul is called. The foul is on Hornacek, and it's number 1. Team outside. Ellie for 3. We're tied at 61. And a whistle blows as Hornacek made his move.
Now Drexler ran him into the ground. That will be the first on Drexler.
So Dale Treat really providing a spark here.
Isley looks underneath for Ostertag, who lost it. But it was last touched by Houston. 16 on the shot clock.
When you look for tentative play, you look for it at big moments, and Isley and Ostertag starting to sputter just a little bit.
MVP time right here.
Malone, fall away. 2-point lead for the Jazz. 63-61, 18 for Karl Malone tonight.
8 1/4.
Team outside. Ellie on the move to the baseline. Tie game again.
That's a heat check for Mario Ellie. After that 3 went down just barely over the fingers of Brian Russell. Why not try it all?
Isley inside, around and out. And Ostertag on the baseline. It belongs to Houston.
Sloan telling Ostertag, go strong.
Ostertag doing fine.
See, Barkley wasn't holding the ball like this in the first half. Now you have to work a lot harder to get in. Drexler
For 3. 21 for Drexler.
Right back to Karl Malone for Utah here. You got to get this crowd back in their seats. Here's his jumper right there.
5 on 2. 3 to Drexler. Jump hook, that doesn't fall. Tap, no good. Tapped again. Hornacek comes out of the pack with the basketball and a new 24 for Utah.
Get a rebound, please. What time?
Hornacek. And Ellie with the rebound and draws the foul. All right, Jim, 2:05 remaining in the third. Barkley goes 1 for 2 from the line. The Rockets lead by 6. 2 minutes to play.
You know, I should try to get Brian Russell some good looks. He had a hot hand early.
I thought we were sticking with the MVP. Karl Malone was pushing him early, and now you're going to go to Brian Russell?
Barkley fronts his man. Isley puts up the shot too long, and Willis is there for the rebound. Barkley gets Malone in the air and draws the foul. That's 2 on Karl Malone. Barkley says, hallelujah, I got 2 that time. 71-63, under a minute and a half to play.
And while Houston built this lead, Hakeem sucks air on the bench, getting ready for a big fourth quarter.
Malone forces the shot up.
Rockets gambled and trying to make a steal, and Hornacek made him pay 9 1/4.
Clyde Drexler just called off the play and said, I'm shooting this.
Throws it away.
Now, this is the same way the Rockets ended the first half. They got a little casual. They got a little careless. John Stockton rushing in. They want to make sure they get a score. The Rockets had built the lead to 8. Now it's down to 4.
And John Stockton is back with 26 seconds to play in the third.
First 4 stretch of the series for Isley.
To the board for 3 points with 5 seconds remaining in the third. Barkley with Malone on him, puts it up and hits the front rim. John Stockton with a 3-pointer gives Houston the momentum as we head to the fourth. We've played 3. Utah looking to clinch. The Rockets looking to stay alive. 71-70. Houston will be back to Houston after these messages.
The U.S. Olympic trials, 2 hopefuls at a crowded lunch table.
I remember particularly enjoying listening to Carl talk.
A year later, they were teammates. And over the past decade, Karl Malone and John Stockton have become synonymous with one another, occasionally to their chagrin. While they'll open up a Honda dealership in Salt Lake City this year, they aren't joined at the hip.
When I go home to Louisiana, the first thing a person say to me is, where's John? Well, God, John got a wife and kids like I do. What do you mean, where's John? I don't know where he's at. Probably somewhere skiing if I know John. It's really similar to a family. I don't need to see my brothers and sisters or my mom and dad every single day to know that they're there and they still care about you and to express my feeling for them.
Each makes the other better. Both stay in great shape year-round, and both always show up to play. At last check, a combined 99.6% of Utah's regular season games over the last 12 seasons. Neither has ever seriously considered playing anywhere else.
Stockton knocks it away. Stock's got it. Stockton down the middle. Stockton to Karl Malone in the alley. What a play. Stockton to Malone.
Obviously, John's the all-time assist leader. You know, you're going to get passes from him, but Karl throws great passes. You know, everyone on this team has kind of caught into it that, hey, you know, you make the open pass, and eventually you're going to get it back on an open shot, too.
At the heart of their on-court relationship is sacrifice. Malone banging in the lane on a nightly basis to free up Stockton outside. The 6-foot Stockton setting fierce back picks to open up Malone inside.
I think he's the greatest power forward ever to play, and yet he's improved something every year. And passing has been one of those things. He's found a way to make other guys better. Besides just throwing it back out when he gets doubled down, he makes quality passes that enable guys to score.
They define themselves by showing up for work every day and coming back for more. Yet a championship would provide final clarity for their careers. A championship that is so very close.
Now, it's back to game.
Back to the summit in Houston. These head coaches, excellent coaches. Rudy Tomjanovich, Jerry Sloan, and maybe we can call this So You Want to Be a Head Coach in the NBA.
We'll call it sideline anxiety, but what happens is just the misery of coaching. Watch the emotions that they go through and put forth.
Rudy telling him it's right there, but you got to go get it. It's not going to fall in your lap.
Barkley across the middle. 16 for Barkley. And 5 minutes to play.
know by now there's no quit in either one, and they're going to keep coming. Malone.
Barkley with the rebound. Malone arguing about a no call. Eddie Johnson.
That's a good shot for Eddie Johnson.
Malone fouled from behind by Barkley, and a great pass inside by John Stockton. That's number 3 on Barkley.
The relentless pressure applied by Utah on the run, right at you. Malone able to establish himself so deep in the crisp, sharp entry pass. No denying that.
Karl Malone, 1 out of 2 from the line tonight. For the mailman. Rebounded by Drexler.
Problem for the Rockets is they allowed Clyde Drexler to not touch the ball for a lot of times here.
Olajuwon back outside. Eddie Johnson spins, gets his man in the air off the glass. $14 for the 15-year veteran out of Illinois.
Now, Sloan looked up at the clock, and he knows he's right in a crucial period where they got to continue to score the ball, or otherwise this one's over, and they're headed for Game 7.
Fine Sedale 3 for the Rockets.
Johnson. Too hard off the glass. Ostertag has it. Coming up on 3.5 to play.
Terrific game for Greg Ostertag.
Stockton for 3. Out of bounds to Houston.
A hired gun. That's what Eddie Johnson has become late in the stages of his career, but he shows you that when you are a shooter, you are sweet, and you can see how he has hurt the Johnson.
Stops in Kansas City, Sacramento, Phoenix, Seattle, Charlotte, Indiana, and now Houston.
You ready to place left?
Barkley on the baseline, had it stripped by Malone. And Threet makes the foul in the backcourt.
Good foul for Dale Threet, who has been the difference here, I think, for the Rockets. Drexler, of course, huge, but Maloney was not getting it done.
Court has ruled so far in this series. Utah won the first 2 games in Salt Lake City. Houston won games 3 and 4. Utah took game 5 back in Utah.
8-point game, 3 minutes to play.
Slide's going right here.
And Brian Russell has his hand in the air before Dick Bavetta makes the call. It's number 3 on Russell.
That's what the Rockets want. They want free throw attempts. They've got to cash in on them. But if they score from the line, that prevents the Jazz from getting a mistake or a missed shot, and they're coming back and scoring themselves. What's interesting is how players respond to criticism. What they're saying here, where's been Clyde Drexler? Same thing in Utah, and Karl Malone responded with a huge Game 5, big Game 7 for Drexler, 10 1/4 for Clyde.
And 33 on the night. Russell, 3-pointer, top of the key, drained it. Brian Russell has 12, 96-89, Houston.
Perfect execution of the set offense. Guys keeping on the move for Utah. Now that's a move right there.
Into the lane. Ostertag got the block and grabbed the loose ball.
Terrific block by Ostertag, and that shows you how long he is.
Stockton. And Threet thought he got all ball. That's number 4 on Sedale Threet.
On the weak side for the Utah Jazz, they just keep interchanging, screening away, coming back to the ball. Brian Russell gets that jumper, right down the lane, all ball, tough call, and Rudy Tomjanovich cannot believe it. He's died 1,000 deaths tonight.
John Stockton, 15 points, 12 assists tonight.
Remember, in Game 4, the Jazz closed with the Fury to tie it up.
And the Rockets call time with 2:20 to play. Fourth quarter, 96-91. Rockets in the lead. We'll be back. Barkley has Russell down low, got away with a little bit of a shove, goes to the basket and is fouled by Ostertag.
A little bit of a shove. When was the last time you were shoved by Charles? Far from over.
Barkley gets them both. 98-91, under 2 minutes to play.
Great bump by Drexler on Karl Malone.
Brian Russell for 3, got it. Brian Russell with 15, 98-94 Rockets.
Barkley in the post.
Now, the quicker you move the ball, the more difficult it is for the defense to see how quickly Barkley moves against Karl Malone.
Ellie for 3. And rebounded by Malone.
They've gone away from Akeem. They've gone away from Drexler, and they put Eddie Johnson on the bench.
Stockton into the lane, got it. And the Houston lead is down to 2 with 1:20 to play. Drexler lost it, coming across the lane. Stockton, 3-on-2, keeps it. Tie game.
The same kind of furious finish for the Utah Jazz here at the Summit. Down, but it was Stockton making the tying bucket in Game 4. He brings them back with 2 quick energizers right at the hoop.
7-point run for the Utah Jazz has pulled them into a tie at 98. We'll be back after these words from your local station. The last 14 points to pull even.
The crowd deflated, stunned, and normally they're up during the break, totally quiet.
And Karl Malone talking to Charles Barkley. Olajuwon back outside. Sedale 3, in and out. Out of bounds 2. Houston.
Great diving tip there by Clyde Drexler. Sedale cannot get the jumper to go down.
49 seconds to play in a new 24. Olajuwon blocked by Ostertag, gets his own rebound, outside again. Ellie along the baseline, tried to give it away. Barkley comes up with it again, and he'll go to the line. Two-point lead for the Rockets.
Now it's Sedale 3's turn to try to stop Stockton.
Stockton on the move in the lane, tie game. And timeout for the Rockets.
Watch Stockton as he'll try to read the passing lane. Drexler holding the ball.
5 seconds. Drexler on the move, off the glass, no. Rebound, timeout called with 2.5 on the clock.
Jazz huddle.
Charles Barkley looking over Antoine Carr's shoulder and came away smiling.
And again, problem here is you don't want to foul the shooter.
Who's going to guard Karl Malone? Barkley. They got Akeem on Antoine Carr.
Russell will inbound at half court. Stockton, open 3. Hit it! John Stockton sends the Utah Jazz to the NBA Finals. Stockton finishes with 25 points, the last 3 at the buzzer. What a way to answer Eddie Johnson's winning three-pointer in Game 4.
And what a great moment for the Utah franchise. Their proudest moment ever. Breakdown defensively. Nobody stays with Stockton. Barkley has to come out.
We have never seen this kind of emotion from Stockton and Malone, and finally their day has come, but the catch was too easy, and Stockton, who had been the hot hand in the quarter, finishes up the game 15 in the quarter with that 3.
25 points, 13 assists. The Utah Jazz says, yes, we are moving on with a 4-2 victory over the Houston Rockets. Rudy Tomjanovich says, there goes the season. Let's go to Jim Gray. Jim.
It's very exciting.
You had that big run there at the end of the quarter. I believe it was 15-4. Did you guys at any point over there think, hey, we're headed toward Game 7?
Not for sure. We knew we weren't out of it, and we knew our guys wouldn't give up. Nobody gave up, and all we had to do was get back in that ball game. They might tighten up a little bit, but I just feel so happy we got that done.
John, tell us, it's been a lifetime dream for you to get to the finals. Tell us about making this accomplishment now.
Absolutely. Nothing to say.
Can you beat Chicago?
We'll find out.
Houston Rockets, 100.
Capture the dream, give it all for the team. The call of the glory, the thrill of the game. This is the moment the whole world can see. Go for the goal, the total control. Feet in the fire.
For Steve Jones, Bill Walton, and Jim Gray, I'm Greg Gumbel saying so long from Houston. It's been a pleasure working with you guys once again. This has been a presentation of the NBA on NBC.